All right, hello, buddy. Today I'm doing another video. I'm doing another continuing series of my going through my collection from A to Z, and I did A, B, and C on the last video. If you haven't seen that one, go check that one out. And now I'm doing D, E, and F. So, but before we do that, I want to get into some VCLT that I got because of my last video. Steve at A's for Alice, B's for Bob. Uh, he saw my last video and he was trying. He said he's gonna fill in my uh, empty parts of my collection. So the first one is this one, Black Sabbath Technical Ecstasy, which this is the one I stopped at for my collection. So I have everything up to this, and or sorry, yeah, and then still need to listen to this and see how I like it. I remember listening to it back then, and I remember liking. I think it might be "It's Alright," but yeah, this is a very cool CD, very cool. So thank you for that. That's nice. And then we got the last one that Ozzy's on. I'm pretty sure is "Never Say Die," and this one I don't remember at all. So this would be very interesting to listen to again. Another cool CD too, and the gatefold. So yeah, and then I showed Alice Cooper, and I didn't have any Alice Cooper solo albums, so he sent me one from '78. I have seen this album cover before, but I'm not familiar with any of these songs on here. So this would be pretty interesting to listen to. And then we have I remember this. He said this is one of his favorite ones. This is from the '90s, yeah, '94. So just turned 30 last year. So yeah, I'm very excited to listen to these, and thank you, Steve, for doing this. I appreciate it. All right. So now we're going to go to D through E, D to F, and if you are surprised by anything that I don't have in my collection, let me know in the comments and what I'm missing out. I'd love to know. I like comments too. All right. So the first one is Miles Davis, "Kind of Blue." Um, this is the first jazz album I ever heard, and the reason I listened to it because I looked up what the best jazz album ever was, and it was "Kind of Blue." Um, I think either Freddie Freeloader or Flamenco Sketches or Flamingo Sketches, whatever. That's probably my favorite songs. Those two. This is just fantastic. I like it a lot, and it's probably the only jazz album that I'll ever have that's just instrumentation. Okay, and then the only Dire Straits album I have is "Money for Nothing." Or nope, I'm sorry, "Brothers in Arms," because of "Money for Nothing," and "Walk of Life." Oh, that synth or piano or keyboard. That is, I love that. Man, you can't get enough of that. "So Far Away," "Money for Nothing," "Brother in Arms." This is a great album. It took me a while to get into it because I kind of didn't really care for Mark Knopfler's voice, but I did get into it, and I have recently been getting into Sultans of Swing, so I might re-listen to the debut. I first isn't that what Sultan of Swings is on? That song is amazing. Love it. All right, and then now we have going into the Doors. I got this box set I got. I used to have I was just gonna get all of them on CD by themselves, but the first one uh, has the version that Apocalypse Now uses for the end. So they cut out the him cussing at the end, which that's probably my favorite part on this. One of my favorite parts in the song. So I got this box set that actually keeps it in there, and this is very cheap too for all their albums. You got all their albums on CD from their debut to "L.A. Woman," and then you got this nice booklet, and they're in just kind of cheap, just um, like you can just put them in there, and there's no like gatefolds or anything. So that's pretty sad, but it's still pretty cool. I'd say my favorite's probably "L.A. Woman." That's just amazing. I love that album. And then it didn't probably be the end, their debut, and then "Strange Days" probably is my third favorite. But yeah, uh, Doors, man, can't get enough of them. And then now we're going to that was it for the Doors. Now it's going to David Bowie. Uh, this is one of the albums I own. The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, of course. What's my favorite song on this album? Let's see. 5 Years, probably my favorite. I love that he screams in that song. Fantastic. And then Aladdin Sane. Amazing album cover. Just look at that, man. Lady Grinning Soul. That piano. Oh my. There's two songs on this album that have amazing piano, but that's the best one. Lady Grinning Soul. That's great. Love it. And then we have the last one I own by David Bowie is Diamond Dogs. Uh, th- this might be my favorite album by him, I think, because it's got my favorite song here is 1984. Beware the salvage door of 1984. I love how he says that. It's great. You got the big hit on here, Rebel Rebel. Uh, the only song I don't really care about is the last song, the chant of the ever circling skeleton family. It's a pretty short track, but yeah, it kind of sequences nice into it. But yeah, great album. And then, of course, Derek and Dominoes with my favorite song of all time, Layla, and probably one of my favorite guitar riffs ever in a song. Uh, and you got Bell Bottom Blues also. What I like what Glenn says about this. This is a great guitar album. Just if you love guitar and you never heard this album, you got to do it. And yeah, Layla, my favorite song of all time. That will never change. Love it. And then this is the only album I have by these people. I used to have more, but I kind of grew out of it. But um, Abandoned Luncheonette, Hall Notes. Of course, he's got the big hit "She's Gone" on here. My favorite song here is actually called "Lady Rain." That's a very very good song. Um, I haven't listened to this in a minute, so I might need to listen to it again. But yeah, uh, it's got the cool Abandoned Luncheonette. I do have this on vinyl too, so I found it at a thing we had downtown. So yep, that is all for the D letter D, and now we're going on to letter E. Only Elvis album I have, Christmas album by him. Um, I mainly got this because I like the song Blue Christmas. So, but I listened to the rest of this stuff, and you got Saber Bells. That's great. Uh, First Noel. This is pretty good. This is, of course, great to listen to on Christmas. Um, and then time for ELO. Out of the Blue. I like every song in here except for two. Uh, which is I think it's either Starlight and then Jungle, or it's Jungle and Believe Me Now. Two of them right next to each other. I can't stand those tracks, but everything else is amazing. Turn to Stone, catchy. You get Mr. Blue Sky and then the amazing instrumental The Whale. I'd be interested to know if Steve, if you like The Whale on this ELO album, because I know you don't like instrumentals, but maybe you like this one. Okay, and A New World Record. Some people say is the best ELO album. I hear. Telephone Line. That's great. Do Ya, Living Thing. ELO's just very catchy. And then we have On the Third Day. This one I don't really care about anymore. But the good song here is Bluebird is Dead. That's pretty good. I tried listening to this and I couldn't even get halfway through it. I just got so bored. But Bluebird is Dead is probably the best song on this album. And Electric ELO 2, which has the amazing song Mama. That is a very beautiful song. And an amazing version of Roll Over Beethoven. Love that. I still think the Beatles did the best version, but this one is right up there. Love it. And the last one for ELO is what is this called? Time? Yeah, Time. This I can see why people wouldn't like this album, but it's from It's from the 80s, the 81. I don't know. I really like this album. Take It to the Moon. That's probably the best song of this album. Uh, Rain is Falling. That's a good one too. If you haven't checked this one out, you need to check it out. And that's it for Eagles. Or sorry, for ELO. Now we're Eagles. Their debut. Amazing. Take It Easy. Witchy Woman. Uh, Peaceful Easy Feeling. Uh, yeah. Those are all the hits. Take the Devil is one of the best deep cuts on this album. That's whew, man, that's great. This is before Joe Walsh, of course. Amazing hairdos. I love it. And One of These Nights. I didn't like Care for Desperado or On the Border. There's some good songs in there. I mean Desperado. I like Desperado. I mean the album that Desperado was on. I didn't care for, but yeah. One of These Nights is good. You got Lion Eyes. One of These Nights. Take It to the Limit. Yeah, those made all hits on here. My favorite song. Hmm, probably One of These Nights. One of These Nights has one of the best opening things to a song. Uh, love that. And the biggest one, Hotel California, probably my favorite. Of course, Hotel California down here. Victim of Love. That is a great deep cut right there. Joe Walsh's song, Pretty Maids All in a Row, fantastic. New Kid in Town, Life in the Fast Lane, amazing. And then you got the infamous. Oops. You got the infamous creepy person or whatever it is hiding up here in the windowsill. And the last one from the Eagles I have is Long Run. I got the Long Run, In the City, Heartache Tonight. Those are all the big ones on here. I Can't Tell You Why. Ooh. Again, a beautiful song right there. And then The Greeks Don't Want No Freaks. That's a very funny song. The Disco Strangler might be the one I still like it a lot, but it's kind of hard to get through because of the so much repetition of that guitar riff they came up with. But yeah, I like this album too. And now we go into Elton John, his debut. You got Your Song on here, the bass song he won. Take Me to the Pilot, that's a very good song. No Shoestrings on Louise is what critics kind of think is Rolling Stone-esque. Or maybe it was a cover of it. I'm not sure. Man, these are great songs. I love it. The King Must Die. His vocals on that song. That's the last track in this album, but yeah, fantastic. Elton John's debut. And then we have Tumbleweed Connection. Not any big songs on this album, but I need to listen to this album. Madman Across the Water, fantastic. Tiny Dancer, Leave On. I like this one a lot. Do I say this probably is my favorite Elton John album? And that's it for Elton John. And then we have the last one for ELP, Emerson Lake and Palmer, Tarkus. The last song in here is Are You Ready, Freddie? That's a very funny kind of like 50s feel of a song. Prague album, great. And now we're going on to F and Fleetwood Mac. The 1975 album, or just Fleetwood Mac. Monday Morning, Rihanna, Crystal, Landslide. Man, Say You Love Me. Great. Sometimes I kind of flip flop between which one's my favorite. Rumors or 1975. But it's majority this one because I hear so many of these songs on the radio and on my work and stuff, and it just makes me think of this album. This how amazing this 1-2 punch, Secondhand News, Dreams, Never Going Back Again, Don't Stop, Go Your Runway, Songbird, The Chain. You keep going. It's just man, you can't get enough of this. This is just amazing. Love it so much. Gold Dust Woman is my favorite song on this album. I still get chills from that whenever she gets a really high pitched voice. Man, fantastic. Fleetwood Mac is amazing. And the last Fleetwood Mac album I have is Tusk. Sarah's a big one on here. Walk a Thin Line might be my favorite on this album, honestly. Like I love how he goes, "Walk a thin line." Love that. Over and over. Great album. Tusk. Not a great album cover, but great album. They also got the. This is one of the most expensive albums ever made. I kind of feel like the reason it is because the success of this, they just gave them a bunch of money to make this, and a lot of people do say the more money you have, the more an album kind of goes down in status. But I think this is fantastic. And then the last for the Fs is Foreigner. Got this box set from Bob F. Thank you again for this. Love it. I saw them last year live, so that's pretty cool. Um, my favorite album on here, probably the debut, honestly. Quite like that a lot. I listened to it recently too. Um, the last song on here is called "I Need You" from the debut. Man, "Fool for You Anyway." Oh, of course you got the big hits. Feels like the first time, "Cold as Ice." But yeah, Foreigner. This album right here, Inside Information, is the first album on CD I ever bought. So that's a little thing right there for you. This stops at Unusual Heat for some reason. But I still like the one after. It was called Mr. Moonlight from the 90s. A great song to check on here if you don't know this album is The Risk. That's a great song right there. But yeah. I don't know what the hell. Sorry. I don't know what this album cover is, but whatever goes. But yeah, that's my D through F. Yeah, D through F. And I'll see you guys again for the G through I guess. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys later.